Men don't lose themselves overnight. They just stop noticing when they become someone they would not have even respected 5 years ago. And by the time they realize it, they've already made peace with it.
I don't want peace. I want problems, always.
See, most men think decline is obvious. It's a breakdown, it's a divorce, I just hit rock bottom. That's the lie you tell yourself so you can pretend you're gonna see it coming. But you won't. Decline starts the moment misalignment and you choose not to correct it. See, you see the gap. You just don't stop feeling the pressure to close it. And once that pressure dies, once it's gone, everything after that quietly rots. But you think I'm about to tell you something new. Like, man, get up, grind, work hard. Suffer through the discipline. Nah, because that's not your problem. Your problem is you spent years negotiating with yourself and you lost every negotiation. And here's what that actually looks like. Bro, you used to have standards. If someone crossed that line, done. No second chances, no explanation. But now you tolerate disrespect you would have immediately ended. And you call it being a bigger person. You're not being mature. You avoiding the cost of having boundaries. You used to feel it when you slipped. Man, if you missed a workout, that was an immediate internal alarm. You slept in twice in a row? Oh, that was unacceptable. But now you can go 3 weeks without structure and it barely registers as a problem. Oh, you're gonna notice it 6 months later when the damage is already visible. And then you're gonna say, I just don't know how I got this bad. Man, yes, you do. You watched it happen. And you just didn't feel like dealing with it. Well, you used to demand more from your environment. You wanted to be around people that challenged you, that pushed you, that called you out when you was coasting. And now you just surrounded by people who never question you. And you prefer it that way. You don't want no fiction, no pressure, no one making you feel uncomfortable. And you think that's peace. That's not peace, that's comfort. And that comfort is killing you slowly. This the line that matters. This the gem, you better lock it in and write it down. You didn't get weaker. You became tolerant of a version of yourself you used to reject. And that tolerance is what's killing you. See, here's what happens when your internal pressure dies. You stop saying what needs to be said because the conflict feels too expensive. You avoid the necessary conversations and convince yourself that's emotional intelligence. It's not intelligence, it's avoidance. You let entire months blur by together and nothing inside you is demanding you to move forward. You're not depressed, you're not burned out. You understimulated, and understimulated men don't build. They just maintain, they coast, they fade into the background. They become characters in their own lives. And here's the truth you've been avoiding. You trained yourself into this. Every time you said, I just deal with this later. You taught your brain that misalignment is survival. And every time you chose comfort over correction, you signed away another piece of self-respect. And now you standing in the wreckage of 1,000 small surrenders, living as a man you would have not recognized 5 years ago. And that doesn't bother you enough to change it. Damn, that's sad. And this is the part you should wake up from. You can't see the gap right now. You know you're not where you should be. You know your standards have dropped. You know you've been letting things slide and it still doesn't create enough pressure for you to move. That's not wisdom. That's not acceptance. That's the quiet death of self-respect. What you lost ain't motivation. You ain't even lose your edge. It's your intolerance for being out of alignment. And when a man loses that, he doesn't collapse. He just becomes stable, predictable, comfortable. And 5 years from now, when you look back at that man who you are today, you won't remember why you let it get that bad. You just wished you would have moved now. Stay sharp, stay strong, stay fearless. Because you either be fearless or you'll be forgotten.